Formative years of every child is extremely crucial and important, especially this season of being a teenager. It can be very, very stressful for parents. Children are not the same. They are just different and uniquely made. Even if they are twins, they are not the same. They have their own way of thinking, they have their own way of reasoning. There are things that speaks love to them, but most parents don't know. At that particular season in their lives, if parents are not careful, they are not intentional, they are not watchful, they might miss those children to cultism, to prostitution, to drug addiction, to sex addiction. That's why I made up my mind to have young adults, teenagers. We are living in an amazing generation where everything is exposed. And of course, your kids are also exposed. What you're struggling with, they're also struggling with it. But sometimes people don't know, especially parents. I think parents just live in lies and in denial, thinking, no, not my son, no, not my daughter. But honestly, you better wake up. Things are happening. And that's why I chose to bring these amazing teenagers to the show for everyone to listen to them, especially you mothers and fathers too, to listen to your daughter, to listen to your son. There are things that is on the inside of them that they want to tell you. They can't tell you because they are scared. They can't tell you because they are hearing something will kill someone. You know what I'm saying? You heard one of the episodes I brought. The mother will say, if a man touch you, I will kill you. Now, if nobody wants to die, even the people that are old, they don't want to die. Not to talk of a child that is just coming up. So with that fear and dread put on the inside of them, they find it difficult to express themselves and tell you exactly what they want to tell you. Yes, I've created a platform for them to tell you, mom and dad, what they want to let you know about their lives, about their friends, about their emotions, about their concept of you, what they think about you. Yes, they want to tell you. And don't be upset. They are your kids. I have two, a male and a female. I have 1 billion male and females out there that are struggling, wanting to say something, and their parents are not listening. So relax yourself and listen. Yes, you have something you want to tell your parents. They are not listening, but you want to use this medium to say it. Say it as you want to say it. Of course, I'll moderate it, but say it. Let them hear your heart. Let them know how you are feeling. Let them know what is going on exactly on your mind, as practical as you can. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, my mommy has been a kind of person that loves relating with people. She likes making friends, but me, I'm a kind of withdrawn person. And every time in the house, she'll be like, go and make friends, go outside, go to your friend's house. But I know as a kind of person that if I make friends, I might be doing what they are doing, and most of the things my friends are doing are bad things. But most of the time when I try to tell her, she'll be like, no, I must be like her, I must be making friends, that if I don't make friends, I'll be this, I'll be that. But I'm a kind of person that is very withdrawn. I don't like really making friends like that. Most of my friends are like 2 in numbers or 3. But my mommy is the kind of person that loves making friends. She wants me to be like her. She wants me to be relating with people. Or me, I don't like that. She wants me to be like my elder brother, to be like her. Because my elder brother, to take after her, they like making friends, they like relating with people. But me, I'm a kind of person that is very withdrawn. I don't like going outside. I just like staying inside my room, reading my books. But she'll be like, I'm not serious. I'm not a kind of person that I don't want to take after my father. I don't want to be like her. I'm this, I'm that, and I don't. You would
say you want to be like your father, right?
Yes.
Wow. I need to flog this a little bit. Your children are different. We have 4 basic personality types. We have the thinker, we have the boss, we have the detailed, we have the thorough. Meaning that some are in the class of an extrovert, others are in the class of the introverted. Now, some of us parents, what you are fighting in your husband is what you are fighting in your son. The moment you see a personality in your son that looks like the point of your conflict in your home, you will now use it to start saying you want to be like your father. That is not fair on these children. They are telling you now, every child is different. By the grace of God, I've been to Labour Ward several times. I'm a mother. all my children are not the same. And that is the truth. Treating a child like the brother, comparing your kids with one another, you know what you're doing? You are breeding a terrible, horrible sibling rivalry. You are making that child not to feel comfortable in his skin. He has friends, he has two is a crowd for him. Please leave him alone, mommy. Let him be. Sometimes too many friends can have too many stress. And you know, one thing I appreciated about what you just said is simple. If I have too many friends, they might influence me. Meaning that he understood his boundaries. Mother, look at the praiseworthy qualities in that character and appreciate it and validate it. Now, don't get me wrong. You're an extrovert, you mix with everybody. If the whole world is full of the extroverted, there'll be too much chaos, trouble. As you are hearing breaking head here, you are hearing breaking bottles here. People are everywhere. And if the whole world is quiet like him, it's going to be dull. So God is too intelligent to be disorganized. God made us differently, uniquely. Can you celebrate and appreciate the uniqueness of your son? For you to be here today, I really appreciate it, because it means that you went out of your way. Yes, I have another lady in the house. I'm so excited that we're able to bring this out to parents to understand their young adults, teenagers, for them to know what is actually bothering them. And I know you're changing. As you're listening, you're changing. Please accept the person of your child. People that don't accept you the way you are, you avoid them. And before you know it, she can start resenting, because for every personality we have strengths, we have weaknesses. If he's not careful, he's going to start hating that part of her mom that could aggravate to something worse in the future. So please, mommy, accept your son. That's who he is. They used to say that the womb of a woman is a passage. It's not the same. Kids are not the same, even if they slept in the same womb. Yes, I have another lady in the house. Thank you so much for coming. She's a teenager too, and she has a lot to tell us. The things she couldn't even tell anybody sometimes, not even tell her parents. We have a platform for her to express herself. We're expecting you to just be comfortable. Say anything. If I have to moderate it, I'll moderate it, but bring it out. Let them hear. Go ahead.
Thank you, ma.
You're welcome.
Okay, so what I always wanted to tell my parents is that everything does not have to be perfect. Just because I'm the firstborn does not mean that everything I do must be perfect.
Wow.
Because right from my childhood days, my parents never made me feel like it's normal to make mistakes, and it led me, like, it pushed me into OCD. So I have obsessive compulsive disorder. I always have this feeling like everything around me has to be perfect or I will not be normal. So I try to like repeat certain things. I do things like too much.
You overdo it.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to dot the I's,
yes,
cross the T's. You want everything to be perfect.
It's like
prime and proper.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So
and it became
a problem.
A psychological challenge.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So I do not understand how to make mistakes, even till now. Any little mistake I make, I'll just try to I'll keep doing things that will just make me like try to avert the issue. But most of the time it just leaves me thinking that I'm inferior and I'll feel so insecure.
And you're so beautiful. So that actually has messed up your self-esteem.
So it has messed it up totally. And it made me feel like I'm not normal to have like emotions and stuff, because sometimes I'll feel so sad and something in me will just be telling me, why are you feeling sad? You are not supposed to be feeling sad. You're supposed to be happy because you are the firstborn. Everything has to be perfect about you. And sometimes I try to tell my parents that, please just take it easy on me. I'm the firstborn, I know, yes, but everything about me does not have to be perfect. So that's when, like, around when I was like 13 to 12, I did something one time, and even till today, something in me just always telling me that Precious, you should not have done that. And I do not even know how to make mistakes. I do not know how to.
So you have to keep walking on eggshell.
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
to keep pleasing everybody,
Yes,
even
ma'am.
when you are not comfortable with what is going on.
Yes, ma'am. And I only even recently discovered that I had OCD, because I was just always wondering why I keep doing the same thing to avert a particular issue. So it was like when I started reading about it, that was when I discovered that I actually have OCD.
Wow, hear that one. Hear the voice of your daughter. 1 million parents are out there. You just brought a personality disorder because you were trying to. You are the firstborn. You are the firstborn. You have to be this. You have to be on point. You don't make mistakes. And most of the time, the things we fight in our children are the things we are fighting in us. Wow. Parents, she said it enough. She said clearly, don't expect too much. I used to tell my children, our relationship may be fractured, but it's not broken. Meaning that I have given room for frailty. Imagine if God wanted, even God, David said, I'm not perfect. God even made mistakes. He said it grieved him that he made man. Is that not a mistake? And the moment God made mistake, he had a provision. Christ was the provision. And he's still providing, he's still probitating, he's still advocating, he's still begging on our behalf. Daddies and mommies, do everything to be flexible with your children. I know it can be very, very overwhelming, being afraid, maybe she'll get pregnant, maybe something will happen, maybe if she goes out and anything happens, they will mess her up. I agree with you. But build a prayer altar for your children. That's another secret for another time. The moment you commit their unknown future to the hand of the all-knowing God, it will give you rest. Another secret is love. Did you ever see this act of your parents wanting you to dot the I's and cross the T's? Did you see it from the angle of love, or you felt...
I actually thought that's where everybody lives. I thought everybody's I thought everybody's perfect. I thought we were made to be perfect. So sometimes when I just talk to my friends and they're like, oh, I've done this, and I'm like, I've done this too before, but why am I feeling so insecure, like I'm not normal? I don't feel it's normal to make mistakes. I feel it's abnormal to make mistakes.
Wow, that's another side of therapy she had to go through, because if she's not healed in this mode of her thinking, mode of her mindset, it's going to affect even her choices in marriage. She might get to, God forbid, it's not your portion, but she might get to a particular age and she will still say, this guy is not perfect. I want a perfect person. I want a perfect husband. And probably at the end of the day, she might end up not making a right choice because she's looking for a perfect human being. Can I say this to all our parents in the house? If you are hearing me from your heart, this is the heart of your daughter, this is the heart of your son. When you raise too much of a standard for a child, you are messing up their emotions. Were you able to express this to them? Anytime they confront you with your errors and your mistakes, do you really tell them, or do you have the guts to say something that will at least let them have a kind of a flexible feeling about your mistakes or error?
I do not know how to express myself. I don't know how to do it. I've tried so many times, but I tried searching online like how to express your feelings, and they gave a couple of ideas, but it doesn't work. So most of the time I just drum. I don't know, drumming makes me feel so good. It makes me understand my feelings.
So you just drum?
Yes, ma'am.
So you couldn't even tell any of them?
I could not tell any of them.
And you are living with your dad and your mom?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I said it in one of the episodes, you can be raised from a monogamous home and be very dysfunctional. This is not a polygamous home, for crying out loud, but she's extremely dysfunctional. The way her parents raised her made her dysfunctional. I said, like I was talking about my brother here, I said the womb of a parent or a mother is a passage. They slept in the same womb. They are not the same. They have different personality. If you are trying to raise children as one, you treat A the same way, treat B the same way you treated A, and all of that, you're just going to mess up their emotions. Now, I'm so bothered. This calls for attention to all parents. As you are raising your kids, start studying them. Know the one that is extroverted in nature. She must have been an introvert. If she was an extrovert, she would have bullied or reacted her way out of the unnecessary standard that is raised. Then I know some families, they have low tolerance for failure. I'm sure you belong to one that they can't handle failure in any way in the family. Now, some of these things, I need to help you to understand your parents too. I'm not bashing parents here. We're not hurting parents here. We're not making you feel bad here. But what we're trying to say is this. Sometimes some of the things they went through is the same baton they are passing down to you. Can you trace maybe your grandpa, your grandma on both sides that probably raised them that way? Or they have said it before. My mother does not take this. My father. Have you heard them say that before?
Yes, my lot.
Excellent. Yes, go ahead.
But my daddy believes that everything about me is perfect, probably because he raised me in such a way that his parents never raised him. And he feels like everything about me is okay. Like sometimes I just wish like he should just like tell me they are beautiful. But sometimes I'm like, I'm beautiful. Like you're supposed to know you're beautiful. You can see the mirror. And I'm like, sometimes I want you to tell me.
Hey, there's something here I need to say. But I'll go now, then I'll be back with them. Hear me and hear me good. Parenting is hard work. And if you miss it at this crucial moment in the life of a teenager, what happens is that they become set in their ways, determined to just do whatever they want to do. And some of them end up becoming what they never wished they became. And that is scary. Let's be intentional. If you have a teenager that you are struggling to understand, send them straight to therapy. Let them get to a place where they can vent, they can open up. Of course, healing is available. I appreciate you for watching this episode. I'll be back in the next episode.